Am I the asshole for rejecting my boyfriend's proposal because I'd lose my health insurance and alimony? I, 44 female, divorced my ex-husband, 47 male, 2 years ago and have been dating my boyfriend, 45 male, since. No cheating. My ex and I were fighting a lot, but the divorce was less litigious than expected. My ex-husband, James, and I were married for 21 years. In the state of Massachusetts, I, as his ex-spouse, was able to stay on his group health insurance. In addition, the judge ordered that since I stayed home to raise our 4 kids, 21 male, 19 female, 18 male, 16 male, that I get alimony for life, or until I, not my ex, were married. In terms of health insurance, I'd lose it if either James or I remarried. However, James has been very open about the fact that he hates the idea of marriage or marrying again. Even more than he hates me still be covered under his health insurance policy. His exact words were, "Well, luckily for you, it's not emotionally or financially cost-effective for me to marry just to get you off my health insurance." For the entire length of our marriage, part of the reason I didn't work is because my ex is a doctor. And after doing calculations, we realized I'd never make enough to even get close to covering the childcare costs for 4 kids. I checked and saw that if I had continued my administrative job, I'd be making $17 an hour today. I have no chance of making even that now. My boyfriend and I are very much in love. In many ways, I wish I'd met him first. He's empathetic, and unlike my ex, he values work-life balance. Instead of running between a private practice and the psych ward at a county hospital to work 24/7. However, my boyfriend and I don't live together, and besides small presents to each other, we pay for ourselves. Things were good, but my boyfriend changed after I had a pregnancy scare. He said that if I get pregnant again, he wants us to be living under one roof and not like 2 divorced parents. So he proposed. I was upset, but had to turn it down because, love aside, this was my health insurance and only source of income on the line. I didn't understand why my boyfriend was so upset and didn't understand. He's a case manager at a nonprofit, and we'd be living on half the income I'm currently living on if we take out child support, and that is bound to create tension on both sides. And my threshold, just want to add, we cannot move in together either, as the archaic family court laws would see that and assume that my boyfriend and I would be sharing finances, or I would be in some way supported by my boyfriend by the fact of us moving in together. If I could move in together with him and not lose my benefits, we'd be doing so. Response 1. Note your attorney. But you should be aware that your ex-husband can still file for a modification when he reaches retirement age, regardless of the fact that you were married for 20+ years. You might not be set for life. It makes sure that you're saving for your own retirement funds. Look up Pierce versus Pierce. Support for response 1. Yep. I have a sister-in-law that was married to a doctor. Since she gave up her nursing career to raise their child, in the divorce she was awarded alimony for life. It was an obscenely nice chunk of change every month, way more than you'd need to live on. She could have easily lived on 1/3 every month and banked the other 2/3. Her family highly recommended that she do so because for life doesn't necessarily mean for life. However, she refused to believe that her alimony could ever get cut off because, again, the judge said it was for life. She never saved a dime during the 29 years she collected alimony. She never held a job. She blew through that alimony every month. Next thing you know, her ex gets sick and no longer can pull in that kind of income. He petitions the court to have the alimony decree reviewed. And guess what happened? The judge decided that 29 years of alimony was enough. He gave her 1 more year of alimony in order for her to find a job, and then she was cut off. She hadn't worked for years. She had no skills. She had her nursing degree still, but would need recertification classes, which she did not want to do. As of now, she's poor. She lost her house because she couldn't afford the note, insurance, taxes, and maintenance. She has a dinky job that barely pays her living expenses, and she scrabbles all the time now. Alimony for life does not mean alimony for life. What happens if original poster's ex dies? Does she expect his estate will continue to pay her alimony? Response 2. You better use that health insurance to get your tubes tied. Another baby is the last thing you need, especially at 44 plus. Response 3. I love how you call it an archaic law that is preventing you from living with your boyfriend. But this is the same law that you are taking advantage of to the extent of not marrying the person that you want to live with and play house with. I'm a supporter of alimony to us. Ahamis, but you can't have it both ways. Nah, but realize that you are choosing money over your boyfriend. I don't blame him for having a gigantic issue with that. Response 4. I'm not trying to be a dick with this question, but what do you do all day? What are your future plans for when kids are out of the house? There's just way too much instability for my liking in this situation. My anxiety to rely on an unsustainable income would be through the roof, but you are not me. However, I would look for work for yourself, or else the burden would fall on your children to take care of you if something happens to your ex. Do you want that?